There have been budgetary practices which are very disturbing. If they were done in the private sector, they would be illegal. Those people would be in jail. But in the public sector, it's like, okay. And things like, and you've probably heard some of these stories, selling buildings on paper. You never sell the building, but you use the revenues from that make-believe sale to balance the budget. Those kinds of, and it wasn't just once, it was twice. They did it 2 consecutive years. What that's created is a structural deficit in the county budget, not unlike the deficit that is the structural deficit that's in the state budget. How are we going to fix all of that? Well, one way to do it is raise taxes, but I'm not going there. I really believe we have taxed people enough at the county level. We should not be raising taxes anymore.
Hear, hear.
I don't think we should be borrowing for those operating expenses, which is another one of those common practices. Each time we borrow, if something costs $100 and we borrow for it, we're paying $140 for that same item over time. That doesn't make any fiscal sense at all. So it's going to be a matter of, if I can win, and I do believe there is a way to do this, and I'm going to need your help to do that. But when I do, those are the kinds of things that we need to change. Since I have announced my candidacy for county executive, which seems like a million years ago, but it was only December 28th, I think, people have been coming to me and telling me where there are redundancies in our expenditures, what kinds of things we purchase that we don't necessarily need to purchase, or when it comes to services, there are different 2 or 3 service agencies that are delivering the same services. One is much more expensive than the other. One of them does exactly the same thing. People are sometimes getting double services. Someone needs to go through that whole human services budget with a fine-tooth comb so that we make sure that the services that we're providing are services that people really need, and we're providing them at the best price. That's gonna take some doing. It's not real exciting stuff to do, I can tell you. But those are the kinds of things that trip my trigger. They're the things that I like to do, and I think I can do a good job once I get there. There are some very obvious things how we can reduce the amount of borrowing is just simply stop borrowing for land. We have, as I've said, we don't need to buy any more farms in Dane County. We can let the farmers keep the farms, and you know, if they need to develop or they want to sell a lot off, it's their land. They should have the right to do it, and I feel very strongly about that. So how are we going to win this race? And I use the we word collectively because I can't win it alone. There's just no way. But I can with all of you helping me. And the win that we get will really be for all of the people of Dane County. That budget that the county executive writes does just what Bill says. It sets the ship on a certain way. It's like, you know, for navigation purposes, you're charting your course with this budget.